Hey, good evening. Welcome back, everybody, to my channel, Star Cub Review. Tonight, I know this is a late one, but I thought, I might as well do a post on it now while I can. It's day 3 of the beta test, the closed beta testing for EverCrisis, Final Fantasy VII EverCrisis, and I thought I'd get my initial thoughts and opinions on it, and just share with you all my experience with it so far. Now, as I said, it's day 3 of the beta testing, and I can honestly say SquareEnix and Applebot, SquareEnix more so, they have a really damn impressive mobile experience. Now, as you all know, it's the whole compilation of Final Fantasy VII, a chance possibility of another remake. And in the beta testing, you've got which I'll put up on the screen, so it'll be up on the screen when just some screenshots of the game in general, just to show you what it's like. So basically, you have your normal Final Fantasy VII EverCrisis screen, and it says tap to start. So there's that screen, and then we go into the main menu, and as you can see, there's a whole lot going on. But that's just my moving wallpaper. But as you can see in the photo, it has story, solo content, multiplayer content, events, and chocobo. Some of those are locked for the beta testing, and some of those unlock during the beta testing when you complete certain things within the story mode, or multiplayer mode, or Criterion dungeons. I'll get to that. But then also you have on the left, you have home, growth, enhance, which is enhance your weapons and characters and stuff. Party, which I'll show you all in a minute, and draw. Now, it looks it reminds me a bit of Now, the mobile game Now, which is a very similar setup, but completely different. But as you can see, I'll pull up another screen where it's in the enhanced section, and you've got weapons, materia, and synthesis. Now, synthesis is locked at this stage. Materia is also, it's open, but when you get into the materia section, to actually enhance the materia and level up the materia, you need to have done certain things within the certain modes to unlock the enhancing part of that. Weapons is to enhance your weapons. So like when you upgrade your weapons, it goes to a certain level and then it's capped, and then you can uncap it with certain materials by completing certain missions, doing solo events and stuff like that. It's really really involved, and you've got all these different things when you level up your different weapons and that as well for your loadout, for your characters, that goes on a power level. It has a status on your weapon, so like your HP may go up 2 points. Certain abilities are attached to your weapon, which upgrade as well, but you need certain things to upgrade them to get them up to like a level 2 or a level 3. It's really involved. And then on the other screen, this is my character screen. So as you can tell, this is my party 2. My power level is 24,057 overall, and I'm using Tifa, Cloud, and Zack. Now, as you can see also on there, they've got their loadouts. Like, you can change their costumes, the skin costume that they wear. You can change their weapons, so you can put any weapon on any of them. Tifa can have a gun, for example, or a big buster sword. There's 3 loadouts for materia, 2 loadouts for weapons that enhance your power level, and then you've got sub-weapons as well, which enhance your power level as well. So you can see their power level is on the bottom of their level. So that's it, and you've got all different sort of elements that can be attached to weapons and stuff like that. It's very, very involved. I'm still trying to wrap my head around the beta testing, but it is really, really cool. And this is the menu where you can change your party members out, your loadouts, and stuff like that. So that's a really good look at it. And then of course the next screen is the home screen. Now, as I said, there's three. This is the one where you can pick which ones you want to go. Now, there's Final Fantasy VII up the top, so you can play through the original Final Fantasy VII. Now, there's only a certain section that they go up to, and then it's cleared, and then you move on to the next one. So it next unlocked Crisis Core Reunion, and you play a certain section of Crisis Core Reunion up to after Tamblin Fort, where you fight Ifrit. And then that basically caps that off there for that part of that story, and the beta testing is closed for that. So I've cleared those two, and now I'm up to Final Fantasy VII, the First Soldier. So I'm just currently playing through that, and as you can see up in the right corner, my player level is only level 4. There's a lot involved leveling up your characters in that as well. It is very, very challenging. You have to change loadouts, level up your weapons, uncap them to get bigger power levels. There's a lot involved in this game. It's very, very, how can I put it? It's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's not boring. It's not drag out, sort of like, oh, I'm bored. There's so much involved in Final Fantasy VII EverCrisis and how to approach certain story missions. Like, you have certain story missions that are a certain power level, and if you don't meet that requirement, you can get your ass kicked pretty quickly. So you've got to constantly upgrade and take your like, you may have one loadout, but then you had to change that out for another loadout that has better, upgraded weapons and materia. There's a lot is involved. And then on the next screen, as you can see, this is just one section. Like, you go back into the Final Fantasy VII section, and this is challenges for higher level. Same thing, you play through the story again, but it's higher level. And it like, as you can see there, 82,000 for power level, 100,000, 60. It's very, very involved. Like, and at this early in the stage, you're not going to get that power level really, really goddamn quickly. You'd have to do all different sort of things, like do the dungeons and multiplayer to get your levels up and get better weapons. You've also got one which I will pull up. This is the whole draw system. So there's a draw system. You got it works on crystals. So as you can see, you have special one, which is guaranteed draw. You have stamps 1, stamps 2, and tickets. So, like, you get tickets throughout your missions and that. You can find them in chests and stuff. You get special tickets to do, 10 draws and whatnot. And then the crystals are shown up in the display up the top there. But you can get all different sorts of weapons, armor, and all that loadouts for your characters. Now, there's another screen. It's just another example that you can get. The weapons work on a star system as well. The higher the level, the better the weapon. Legendary status. As you can see, the Murasame, Muzumune, Murasame armor. I'm trying to get that one at the moment through stamps and certain rewards. Every time you do like a 10 draw where it says 3,000 crystals down the bottom, that's the one where you get the stamps, where a little cute chocobo gives you stamps, and you go through a whole lot. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10, like a board of 10, and it depends how many stamps. You could get 1, you could get 2. I mean, today on day 3 so far, I did a 10 draw for 3,000 crystals, and I got 2 stamps. So I've finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I finished the first whole top row. I've got the next row to do down the bottom, and on day 10, on stamp 10, I get the Murasame armor. which I'm hoping to get. So every day I'm trying to get the 10 draws so I can get stamps to get the Mirror-Stone armor. But it's all the luck of the draw. This is where the gacha system comes into play. And it's all luck of the draw. You may get purple class weapons, which is a down. It goes blue, purple, and then obviously your like golden yellow, which is your legendary. Purple is pretty good too, but your ones you want in the gacha system for the draws and in the special in that is the shiny golden ones. They're the ones that give you the best star level and everything like that. It works on a very random level, but I've gotten so many stuff out of it so far. It's really, really, it's a really, really good system. I enjoy it. And then, of course, it's just showing you another one. And it actually shows you in a little video clip, Cloud with his armor on. And it actually does the video. And then if you click on the try on button down there, you can actually see your character dressed up in the costume, which is really, really good because then you get a sense, wow, they look really, really cool in different costumes. It's so much fun trying. I mean, I haven't got any armor in that so far. Skins to change their skins for characters so far. But I'm hoping further on in I can get some stuff. And then, of course, you got your daily things like crystals, completing missions. You got Jumpstart, daily, weekly, general. And you can do the claim all button to claim all the ones you got from particular missions or multiplayer missions. All that sort of jazz. So there's all that, login bonuses and all that too. You claim them all in that section in the comes up daily. And this comes up at the end of every mission that you do. And you can collect all that stuff. So it's a lot involved. And the good thing with it is SquareEnix they've hit gold with this, I think. It's an impressive beta test so far. I'm having so much fun with it. I'm glad that I got picked to do the beta testing because I have never done anything like this before. And my experience with it is I'm having a lot of fun. It is something that I really, really enjoy doing. Final Fantasy VII is... The whole compilation of Final Fantasy VII is just amazing. But the 3 stories that you play on this is just a taste. Just a certain section of it. I cannot wait for the other ones in the whole Final Fantasy VII compilation. I can't wait to do the rest of Final Fantasy VII to see how that all plays out. Crisis Core Reunion. But the interesting thing is with EverCrisis is I've noticed there's a lot of content that is added that wasn't in the Final Fantasy VII remake and the final Crisis Core. There's a lot of well, not Crisis Core as such, more so Final Fantasy VII. There's certain new scenes that was added into this that's not even in the remake. And I find that fascinating. Now, I know there's another chance for a possibility of a remake. Now, my guess is, with all of this, this is running alongside Final Fantasy VII Remake, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and then the final in the compilation. But I'm wondering if the new scenes that I've seen so far in this is adding more depth and layer to the story. And this is our first taste of what's going to change in Rebirth. I just find it fascinating that I'm not going to spoil it, but there's certain scenes that were never in the original, never in the wasn't in the Final Fantasy VII remake, but it's in the Final Fantasy VII section in EverCrisis. There's new scenes that have been added that add a lot more to a bunch of characters that when the full release comes out, you guys will be surprised by it. But I've got a really, really good feeling that there's going to be certain things added in Crisis Core Reunion as well that we've not seen in the Switch version or the PS5 remastered versions. Now, I'm extremely excited for that because if Zack has a very big story in Rebirth, which I know he does, and I got a feeling he does, he's a main component of Rebirth, it's going to add a whole lot more that when Rebirth does come out, it's going to give us a much better, like a really good, better look at where the story is going. Final Fantasy VII, the First Soldier, is interesting so far. Now, that's a completely new story that's added in to the into the whole compilation. Because I know there was the Final Fantasy VII the First Soldier was an online multiplayer shooter. Now, that failed miserably. I know a lot of people have played it and stuff like that. It never really... I don't know if it had story elements to it, and it was meant to be about Sephiroth, but this one is a game that you can play that introduces you to 3 characters that you play and go through the story so far. I haven't finished this section, but it'll introduce us to a younger Sephiroth. Now, this is a completely new story that's added into the compilation exclusively because the multiplayer one, I don't think, had a lot of story, and it was more like an online multiplayer shooter that had Final Fantasy characters in it. And some of the characters that are in that mobile game that was now, since I think it's closed or shut down, some of those characters that were featured in the FMV opening trailer for that are actually the main characters featured in the story of First Class Soldier. So it's a really interesting look at backstory. So I can't wait to see how that plays out as well. I'm just really, really excited. I'm really, really excited for Dirge of Cerberus, how they do Dirge of Cerberus. Advent Children, I'm extremely excited to see how that plays out as a game. Before Crisis as well, really super excited to see the whole story of Before Crisis. I'm reserved on that one because I know it's all about the Turks. So I'm not quite sure about that one just yet, but I know that was a really popular one in Japan and it never came to Western audiences. I know fans have translated it over the years and have gotten it here. But in general, it didn't get released here. It was a Japan-only mobile exclusive. So playing Before Crisis out on mobile with really, really good graphics, yeah, I'm all for it. But definitely looking forward to Dirge of Cerberus. Now, I know a lot of people poo-pooed Dirge of Cerberus and said it was stupid, but I know there's a lot of fans out there that really, really love it. And I'm one of them. I've got Dirge of Cerberus on the PS2, which I'm going to do a playthrough after I've done Secret of Evermore and Platinumed Final Fantasy 16. But Dirge of Cerberus I grew up with, and it's a good compilation to Final Fantasy 7. Still an RPG. You play as Vincent Valentine, and there's other characters in it like Yuffie, Cloud, Tifa, Barrett, Red 13, Sid. Yuffie as well, if I didn't mention Yuffie. But it just added more to the story. So yeah, I'm excited. I like I said, day 3, I've explained some of the stuff in it. I don't really want to spoil a whole lot. But it is a very, very good mobile game. SquareEnix have done an extremely good job so far. It's fun. It's very, very challenging. So it can be very, very frustrating at times trying to get the power level up to meet the requirements. but that's all part of the fun. That I think they've got gold with the mobile game so far. Absolute gold. That's all I'm really gonna say on it. Square Enix, you've done a really, really good job, and I know there's other high-profile YouTubers that have gotten into the beta testing and are currently playing it, and I've watched some of their live feeds on it. Seems like everyone is having a really, really good time with it, and it's really, really good to see. I haven't done the multiplayer content as of yet, but I may give it a go. But I'm just having fun getting through the 3 story sections and then doing some dungeon runs, playing the same stages, some of the same stages, but with higher level monsters to get levels up, get materials to upgrade, uncap my weapons, and going with the whole draw system to see if I can get any armor and stuff. I'm just having a really good time with it. But other than that, I'm going to leave you all with that for tonight. But yeah, I will bring you more in the coming days. I have a few reviews coming out, so I've got to get them prepared and written up, and I will see you all in the next one. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great evening. Bye.